Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Oh no, another secret. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How many times have you heard that one? Hey, buddy, come here. Come here a minute. Got a little secret for you. Before we begin with my big fucking secret, okay, I would like to ask your forgiveness. Please forgive me for the background noise. It is my AC unit, and it's freaking hot here. I can't even turn it off long enough to make a video. Okay, this is an outtake. This is for all my friends and family and fans who appreciate the outtakes. So this is me just warming up. I'm trying to get my shit together to share a big ass secret, right? Mm, it is hot here. It's probably around 100 degrees inside the house, unless you have an AC unit on. So anyway, hi, how you doing? What's up? Um, so yeah, let me go ahead and share my little secret here. Fuck the outtake part. Oh look, and it turned off. Oh, life is going so well right now. Okay, here's the secret. Right, it has to do with your thoughts and your emotions and being manipulated, controlled, messed with, targeted, and all this, right? So uh, it has to do with manifestation, and it has to do with internal dialogue, what you say to yourself, right? So one of the things to practice when doing well or doing better, or expanding your abilities and consciousness, it has to do with gaining control over your manifestation ability, right? We always are manifesting daily. And in large part, it has to do with what we're thinking about and feeling about. The, the problem here is that oftentimes what we're thinking may not be our own thoughts. We're talking about entity phenomena and ET interference and things like this, psychic interference, or high tech. Okay, so our thoughts can be messed with. So we have to pay attention to our thoughts, and if we don't like what we're thinking or saying to ourselves, there's there's thoughts and then there's internal dialogue, subtly different, but we have to think of what to say to ourselves before we actually say it. So there's a sub level of thought processing going on all the time, and we do a lot of thinking that is not necessarily in words and doesn't have to be in words, and it comes naturally, not in words. But then there's a part of our thinking, we call it thinking, but we're actually internally dialoguing, okay? We're talking to ourselves. We're saying words in our native language, okay? So we can be, we manifest by what we say and what we think. Now we can notice what we say, and normally we say things motivated by how we feel. So we're talking about how we feel and what we say to ourselves. Now, what we feel and what we say to ourselves plays a big part in how we manifest our day to day and our life and our milestones and our key moments in our life and the big wins and the huge failures and the sickness and the health and all of that. Internally dialoguing the words we say to ourselves and our emotions. So, sometimes they're not our own thoughts. We got entity phenomena saying things in our head, and we think it's us talking, kind of thing, like that, right? And now, different things will affect how you feel. There's many different kinds of phenomena that will affect your feeling state. And your feeling state, in part, huge part, is your physiological body chemistry. Oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, cortisol, adrenaline, and many other hormones and body chemicals. Low blood sugar, high blood sugar, all these things affect our feeling state. And then we start talking to ourselves based on how we feel. Okay, so many different things can affect how we feel. Something in the environment can trigger us, and we feel not so good. Something can happen wonderful, or we'll see something wonderful, and it'll make us feel good. Okay, so we can be the effect of what we feel, and then we start talking about how we feel, and now this will manifest more of the same, or it goes into the equation where we are creating that in a deep subconscious aspect of self. Everything we're thinking and feeling, believing and wanting and not wanting and resisting and fearing and imagining and thinking, all this stuff is like a big giant equation on the blackboard, and it's going to equal something. It's going to equal now. And that is dynamic, and it keeps changing. So your now keeps changing moment to moment. And your tomorrow, when it manifests as today, or what you were talking about yesterday and how you were feeling yesterday, and writing on your big giant computerized digital chalkboard, creating your today now, yesterday, this is what you get, okay? So all of this has to do with the little secret I'm going to share with you, okay? And the little secret has to do with the manifestation aspect of all of this requires energy, and that energy is our emotional energy. So how we're feeling is the energy that we put into the programming, which is our thinking. It's like you have a little computer here, and it's got all this programming, but it's not going to do anything if you don't plug it in. It's got to be run by some kind of energy. You either plug it into the wall, it's running on batteries, or in our case, our life energy, which is our emotional energy, is the energy that runs the computer, okay? Now, once the computer is running, it will start running the programs that are loaded into it. And so these programs that are loaded into our wonderful computer, in a large part, is what we're saying to ourselves, our internal dialogue. So we normally feel like shit, or we normally feel really great, or somewhere in the middle. But now, this normal feeling state is the kind of energy we're using to run our computer programs. And so in the mind, we got all these programs. Some of them are beneficial, some of them are not so good for us. The self-sabotage program, the change the way you behave and act around certain people. Some people you take a strong position. Some people you're very kind and forgiving and compassionate. Little puppies and dogs, you might feel different than if you face a monkey, for example, or a cockroach. So we change, but we always got this energy going, and we got these programs running, these behavior patterns, these belief systems that put it all together and give us our moment. Okay, so now here's the secret. The energy is one thing, your emotion, negative emotion, positive emotion. Okay, let's put that here for a minute. Now the programming to manifest a better moment, a better now, the normal, which you could say the dark side, or the regressive ETs, or the demonic forces, or any of that icky bad stuff, they understand how this works. They'll get us feeling a negative. They'll focus, some bad news or some weird thing happens, or they're putting negative thoughts. The negative thoughts will trigger negative feeling states. The negative feeling states will cause us to think about the negative thing, all right? So this thinking and this feeling, you need the feeling or the energy to manifest what is being thought, all right? So normally, I am repeating myself. I get that part. Normally, we are thinking a negative, thinking a negative and feeling a negative. We feel a negative, we start thinking a negative. Or we're thinking negative and then we start feeling a negative. They go both ways, and the dark side uses this on us all the time to continually getting us to be thinking and feeling negative. Here's the hack. Here's the secret. It's not usual, and we don't normally do it, but you can be feeling a negative and internally dialoguing a positive. Okay? You feel like shit, and you can say to yourself, I feel fantastic. Okay, here's the thing. This manifestation of feeling fantastic, it requires the program or the programming or the internally dialoguing or the thinking of feeling great. All right. But you don't feel great. You feel like shit. Okay. All right. So if you consciously say, I feel great, oh, what a great day, you have interrupted the program and you're rewriting program code. I feel great. And here's the thing is, this energy of feeling like shit is going to have to be used. And so now you can use the negative energy to start manifesting the positive. This thing about you got to be a frequency match. What if that's bullshit? What if that's, it sounds good on paper and it works a lot of the times, but what if that's not really necessary? What if you can feel like dick and feel like shit and still manifest a positive? If you understand the little secret that the positive internal dialogue needs to be fueled. Okay, now if it's fueled by a vibrational misalignment and no match, then it can still work, but it's like using coal to burn the coal as your fuel to run your thing, instead of using a high-end lithium battery or nuclear power or fusion or fission or some high-end power source to run your stuff. You have to use what you got. And so we can actually use the life force energy that is in a negative feeling state to power up a positive manifestation. It might take a little longer, it might feel weird as can be, but knowing that it's normally when we feel negative, we think negative and we talk negative, and we're using that negative energy to manifest the negative thing we're internally dialoguing. Okay? Or what we're internally dialoguing is going on to our big massive computation back here, and it's being injected into the manifestation of the moment. Okay, so all last week, everything you were doing and saying, all yesterday, last night, all that stuff goes in and it's going to create right now. Okay, now we wouldn't normally think that it will work if we talk positive while feeling negative. One, we don't want to do it, but two, we don't think it's going to work. So we don't do it, and it doesn't work. But if you actually do it, you're interrupting the manifestation process of the negative or the continuation of the negative by virtue of the negative feeling state. It's no longer controlling what you think internally, which is writing the programming that's going to be injected into your tomorrow when tomorrow gets here and it's your now. Does that make sense? So in other words, the secret is you can use negative emotion to manifest a positive. There, I could have said that in the beginning, couldn't I? All right. So yeah. So you can be going, oh, Jesus, Rich, that's not going to work, right? Now here's two things that just happen. It's like, one, there's the feeling that it's not going to work, and then there's the thought that it's not going to work. So to make a feel better out of this and manifest a better day, you can have the feeling that it's not going to work, but you can say to yourself, hey, that works. Yeah. I'm gonna give that a try. That sounds fucking brilliant. And there you have it. I could talk more, but I think I made my point. All right. Now, uh, run along now. Live your wonderful life. Manifest it however the fuck you're going to manifest it. And good luck learning how to improve the quality of your life day to day by virtue of whatever the fuck. Okay? All righty. You take care now. I'll talk to you later. This is a good topic. I enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.